guys, so I've been gone for a little while. I've been trying to rack my brain for what to talk about on this channel, and I found one thing, and it took a while to get here. Well, bam. Christ. Magic and Showmanship, a Handbook for Conjurers by Henning Nem. The way I found out about this book, if you don't know, if you follow Aussie Wind on Instagram, the guy who wrote Repertoire, you see him in the background of some David Blaine specials. Actually, every single week, twice a week, Tuesday, Thursday, he has a live stream on his Instagram, and he will bring on like a very popular magician. He actually had Blaine, he did have Danny D. Ortiz and Danny Garcia on there. Who else did he have? Last week he actually had Franco Pascali on there. You comment a question and he'll sometimes he'll be able to answer it, but he always answers it as much as he can. And I think someone asked a question of what's the best book to get for like stage magic or improve your stage magic, and he offered this book here. Very, very great book. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have not finished it yet. I got around about a third way through. And this book, you do not want this to learn magic. That is very, very important. This is a book I've been looking for a very long time. This is a book to improve like very minor things that magic books won't really tell you. This is like how to perform stage magic. It's telling you how to gauge your audience, how to create your character, how to know which spectator to use, different things like that, and how to use assistants. It also tells you things like don't try to make magic all fantastical and things like that, because your audience is really much smarter than that. It's going to make them very skeptical. Try to make it into the realm of like believability. They won't make it into a puzzle, because a puzzle they're going to try to deconstruct it, try to solve it. It tells you how to disarm your audience and things like that. There are magic tricks in here, but Aussie Win said, and he's 1000% right, you're not going to perform any of this stuff. This book is from like what, 1963, I believe? 1969. So this book is 50 years old, and the tricks in here that I've seen, they're extremely elaborate. I don't know, like, they show you how to make like little things. Like they have like this, the cabinet, and they show this, and like there's like wiring and like very elaborate stuff. They had a lot of time 50 years ago. There's like wires with the hat and this. I also, I've been annotating in this book because there's a lot of good things in here. Like with this, with the bunny and the hat, it's so elaborate. Like the only way you could get this trick done is if you get like a carpenter or something to create this, or some type of engineer. It's just too much. And sometimes the explanation for the tricks don't really make much sense. Like I've read it like 3-4 times and I still don't understand what the trick is or how it really works. But these tricks are just a frame of reference of the teachings that they have in here. Like there's a trick in here that talks about this one here. I still have a difficulty understanding like how, like I understand what the trick is, but I really don't know really how to perform it, because it's just really described confusingly a little bit. Like the trick is you're supposed to have like a string tied on each end, and you just hold it like this, and 2 spectators are supposed to pull it, and it doesn't come apart. And it tells you like you should tell like a story of strong men and like the freak shows and things like that to give it like an air like of believability. You don't really need to read the tricks at all. I've been honestly skipping over the tricks, and I've just been reading through like certain like passages to help you get better with your magic or better with your pattern and things like that, because they're just there to like have a reference to be like, oh yeah, if you perform this trick that we explained in this chapter, it helps it much better. That's all it really is. But yeah, only a third of this book, and I feel like I've gotten much better. What I've been doing, because I have so much free time during this quarantine, is that I've been taking notes. My little handy dandy notebook. So I keep notes in here. I put like stage ideas, different magic tricks and things like that. But what I've been doing, because the book gets to a part where it's saying like how to create your character, like if you want to be a funny person or you want to do like something more serious. It tells you like if you're a comedic character, you don't want to do very serious magic and things like that, or like sawing people in half. It doesn't really work. The book has a few suggestions, like you shouldn't really perform for like other magicians. You should perform for mainly just laymen, because that's the person that's really watching your stuff. Because magicians they really just critique the method, other than the entire like show itself. It's just really the handling. That's all magicians really care about. And also, if you're trying to create a character, the book also suggests that you should ask different strangers what type of character that they remind you of in like a certain movie or TV show. Weirdly enough, I get Will Smith a lot. I don't know. I think it's just from the physical look of him. But yeah, it suggests that you should try to base your character off of that, because it'll be much easier for people to believe it. But what I wanted my character to be on stage is that I've been watching a lot of television. I have a lot of free time. I'm basing off my favorite characters from movies and TV shows. I would say Cobb from Inception, Saul Goodman from Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, Guy Pearce's character from Memento, Robert De Niro from Casino, and Ford from Mindhunter. And one of the outfits I really want to wear is, the reason I put Robert De Niro was his outfit in Casino, the red jacket with the completely black suit. It just looks fantastic, just amazing. The book also suggests that you shouldn't like try to create a stage character for walk around. What it is that you just want to be a bit more exaggerated version of yourself to make it more interesting, because with walk around magic, like it's a very quick thing. The spectators don't have to be too invested into what you're doing, because it's a very quick thing, like 5, 10, 20 minutes. But for like an hour show, they want to be invested in a character, kind of like in a play. Yeah, that's what also dates this book a little bit, that they make references to a lot of plays and things like that. Nowadays, you could just basically take that allegory and just put it into movies, different things like that, or television shows, but he does make a lot of references to plays. And this one didn't really age that well. There's a trick with a phone. You might be able to do this with a cell phone. Maybe even, I was thinking about like if I could take this same exact trick and like translate it into like a FaceTime thing, but like there's a certain code, but it only really works with like a home telephone with the ear and mouthpiece, like the old type ones. And like you could do like a certain code over it, but it might work on a regular cell phone, but not really. One part of the book that I think that goes into great detail is actually choosing audience members. That is one thing I've had problems with, because there's nothing more uncomfortable where you ask someone, do they like to come up, and then no one says anything. They all just look at each other really awkwardly, and it's just complete dead air. What the book tells you to do, a little synopsis, is that it tells you to size somebody up and also ask them if they would like to volunteer. And not to really put them on a spot, you put it in opposing, like an asking question, if they would like to volunteer to help. You don't want to choose someone that is overly like flamboyant in their clothes, because they're going to try to take over the show. And you don't want to choose someone that's overly very attractive, because they're going to be a complete distraction. You want to choose someone that looks nice but plain enough. Like you have to find that nice middle ground. The person can still be an asshole, but there's certain steps that would help you achieve your goal to make it a smoother, better show. Alright guys, I think that's all from me. Comment below, what's your favorite magic book? Not that teaches you tricks, but teaches you more of like methodology on like performing and things like that, because it's very, I found a very tough time trying to find a book that goes into depth about it. But I think this is probably like the holy grail. The only thing I would say is a negative are the tricks, but that's more that they just really aged poorly, because they're way too elaborate, and they need certain things, like you need like a live animal, or you need like a specific weird gimmick, and like some of the gimmicks are just weird, things like that. But yeah, guys, that's it. Please like and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. And yeah, almost forgot. Down below, I'll leave an Amazon link. It's about 15 bucks, I think. I actually used my Amazon points on this, so it was technically free, but this might take a while if you use Amazon Prime. I ordered it around like April like 5th, and I got it like May 2nd. So it might take a while. If there's any other avenue that you can find it on like Vanishing Ink or anywhere else, you might want to pick it up there if you're anxious to get this. But it's worth. It's definitely worth it if you gotta wait like the 30 days for it. But yeah.